right, go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live and we are back as always. More content for the fans. As always, I'm KJ White. This is my boy Chris Trademark. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. And if you haven't been here before, this is a little bit of a history lesson mixed in with some memories and some nostalgia, but it's Wrasslin Down Memory Lane, one of the podcasts, one of the shows that we do here at the Wrestling for Life Network. And basically what we do is we drop a link for a playlist in the chat, and then we just talk about videos. You guys can watch along at home. You know, we can't put up too much content on the channel because they'll pull us back down, and that's no fun for anybody. So that being said, we are going to go with the one, the only Triple H today.
Yeah, your favorite growing up. So we did
Yes.
mine. We've done. Now we're doing yours. So
Yeah,
should be a pretty cool episode.
I'm definitely excited for this episode. Definitely a fan of Triple H, and yeah, one of my faves growing up for sure, Chris. Really looking forward to how this goes. I think I'm gonna like a lot of these clips. He had a phenomenal career. He's clearly a Hall of Famer, and unfortunately, it looks like we have seen him wrestle his last match.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it's listed as Volume 1. There's just so much content for his career that we kind of just started at the almost the beginning and just kind of worked our way forward. Just old vignettes. I think this one, has like 15 videos ranging from 20 seconds to 15 minutes, something like that. Maybe a couple longer, but just a bunch, just ranging from all over the place. And there will be more to come at some point of Triple H, just because, like I said, like KJ said, he's just had such a phenomenal career and so many great moments. Just figured start at the beginning and work our way to the end.
That sounds like the perfect way to do it, Chris. So with that being said, let's get the show on the road. And what we're going to do, like I said to the fans who are following along at home, the link is in the chat. You put up the link. We're bringing up the first video. We're going to watch the playlist in order. And of course, let's start at the beginning. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the debutantes, the the man from Connecticut, the snob, the regal, so to speak. And yeah, this is his WWE debut, Chris.
Yeah, they're what they call him, the blue blood, right? So he was just that rich snob that you wanted to punch in the face, and him having that big nose kind of helped it, and the whole attire he had going, he did it well. As much as it was, you could, as you see, and as he grew, it wasn't him, it wasn't who he wanted to be, but he took that character and made it his own, and had one of the best entrance themes probably of all time.
Yeah, I mean, as far as entrance go, I think that was one of the reasons why I was such a big Triple H fan was his eventual entrance. I thought it was dope. So this, not so much with the milk commercial behind him, but I'm going to hit play on the beginning of this video in 3, 2, and then I get an ad. So you're going to have to hold. Oh, no, here we go. No ad. We're good.
Oh, okay.
From Greenwich, Connecticut. It's funny because you see him.
Yeah, it seemed like he was.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go on. I was just saying, it seemed destined to end up in Connecticut at one point, whether it was as a wrestler or in the end with Stephanie.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he became one of the swanky folks from Connecticut. Life imitating art.
All right, full circle.
It's you see the pictures of him as Terra Ryzen and like the bodybuilding days as he was developing into a wrestler and training, and You see him, he's huge, but by the time he got to the WWE, he didn't seem, I don't know if it's just what his attire, but he didn't seem that physically imposing, and he definitely got bigger with time.
Well, yeah.
Wait, what was
He
that guy's
definitely
name?
got bigger with time.
What? Wait, I got to rewind for a second.
Buck Music?
Was it Buck Music?
It was something like that, yeah. I'll pause. No, and that's the thing with him. Right? Like he was trained by Killer Kowalski, so you have that good training. You have, so it didn't matter. Like he bought into it and he just sold it so well. And then yeah, when he first came in, he looked like that bodybuilder type, and then he kind of slimmed down here.
Oh man,
What?
Buck Zumoff looks like somebody's
There
uncle.
you go.
Look at this
Okay,
guy.
I'm at 119.
119. Let me see where I am. I'm there too. 122.
Okay.
I got a lot. Here we go. We're getting the match. Nice. So this is the debut of. See, he's much smaller, but I feel like he was big, then small. Like I feel like he was bigger before he got to the WWE.
Well, when he was about what was it? It was about 14, somewhere. He seen Chief Jay Strongbow on TV, and that's what made him want to be a wrestler when he was a kid. So he started working out and doing the bodybuilding stuff so he could look like the wrestlers. So what was it, at 20 years old, he won a competition. And then he started managing a gym. So like when he came out of that, he was pretty jacked, to your point. He was pretty big. But I think like as he got into the wrestling life, he couldn't keep up like that as that constant fitness as much. So he kind of like he's in great shape, but he's just not as big as maybe before.
Yeah, and sorry, listen, on a side note, for the people out there who are smashing modern wrestling and they're like, oh, look at this jobber, like Moxley looks like a plumber. Look at Buck, who rolled off the couch in his tighty whities and took on a wrestling match. Are you kidding me?
Just
this guy looks like he
like
would be
probably one of the road.
What?
I was gonna say one of the roadies or something.
Yeah.
Pissed off Vince by accident.
And he sells like he's drunk. Is that his gimmick? Drunk trailer dude. Like Zumoff. What part of the world is he from? Zumoff.
I don't know, but look, one of the very few times that Triple H's finisher was the cutter,
right,
and not the pedigree.
Hit him with a cutter, but he's got that smirk. He's got that
swagger about him, where like he's gonna be good.
Yeah, and I'm sure the fans in the first row just loved the visual of Buck there being pinned. Thanks, guys. Oh, promos. It's just you. Are these outtakes?
They're just little promos that I'm not sure if they were all aired, but yeah, just little promos I found. So I just threw them together. They're all like 20, 30 seconds.
It's so weird to see him talk like that, right?
Uh-huh.
See? Curtain call. I got the curtain call.
Yes, that is what it's moved on to. We have seen this before with the Scott Hall Memory Lane video. Obviously, it's going to be in a couple of them just because of the guys, and Triple H was the one who probably was impacted the most from this. So you have to show it.
I do want to point out again how amazing Diesel sells this, even though it's over. Even though Mans is going to another company, even though they're breaking kayfabe, everyone's like, these guys, disrespected wrestling, but he would not break kayfabe on that super kick.
No, still wobbly legged, still like groggy, like where am I? Right? Like even when I think they start hugging, he still finally he comes out of it. But like, look at him there, like holding on to the ropes.
The fans losing their mind still kills me, right? Like that's what we lack. And I mean, a lot of times now it's just generational. It's hard to surprise the youth of today.
Mm-hmm.
But look at this. The kid losing his mind.
Oh, it's one of the coolest videos, probably. Like, imagine like we never did see this. Like, would it be as big as it is
Yeah.
if it
That's
was
great.
only that building?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like folklore.
Yeah, but I don't think it would have been as big of a deal.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like it's just crazy. He sold that super kick for 10 minutes.
Hey, it was his buddy. He had to do it. Such a crazy moment that, like, as you can tell from the fans, like they loved it.
Now, you believe Vince was in on it and that like the punishment and the anger was just to save face?
Yeah, that's always been the story that's told, and it kind of makes sense, right? Like, you can't touch your world champion. Like, what are you gonna do to him?
Yeah.
Especially when at that moment it was really like there wasn't many options considering how many people they'd let go and they didn't have around anymore.
It's
Um,
insane.
mhm.
The applause. Like talk about getting yourselves over. And at this time, Triple H is probably the least over of the group.
Yeah, yeah, he wouldn't have been. This was 97, I believe. No,
Yes.
97.
Late 97?
No, because he was supposed to win the 96, so it's 95. Sorry, either early 96 or late 95. So yeah, he wouldn't have been there that long. Where Razor's he's had so many iconic matches at this point. Diesel's been there a while.
I'm on commercial.
John's your champion. Okay, I'll pause. So and the one reason why I showed that, and you're gonna get it from the next two clips, I
Next
believe,
video now.
that set off a chain of events for Triple H. He was supposed to win the King of the Ring that year,
Yep.
and instead Stone Cold Steve Austin won it. And
Yeah.
Triple H got stuck doing things like this, the hog pen match with Henry Godwin, and losing.
If you think for 1 second, I'll get you a pig pen again.
Now I didn't put the actual match on. It was like 17 minutes long. And
Oh,
so I just did the clip before, and then there's an interview here after talking about how 95 was such a bad year for him.
brother love, Brucey buddy. Henry Godwin. It blows my mind. Just a reminder for those who are watching along at home, the link is in the chat. Feel free to click it and follow along. We'll remind you where we are as soon as we get through this one. Right? Like people will talk about Orange Cassidy being a shit gimmick, and look at this.
He's painted red. Like he looks like a bigger Oompa Loompa.
He really does. So you get the Triple H in there, right?
Yes. and now you'll start seeing where his character kind of starts to go in a different direction after this video.
Yeah, because at first he was still kind of got the ponytail, got the horse riding outfit, but he wasn't quite as divine as he is here.
Yes.
The Rumble.
So yeah, out of that curtain call, right? Like 2 left, Sean wasn't gonna get touched. He got the big punishment, and he just a lot of people might have quit.
Yeah.
But he stuck around. He fought through it, and eventually he did get his spot, and he did get that bump.
I got another commercial.
Oh, that kid.
Oh. 1 second. Here we go. I'm going to pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
So right now, folks who are watching at home, like I said, the link is in the chat. We are on the video titled Hunter Hearst Helmsley wins the King of the Ring tournament with Mankind. I'm hitting play on that now. This was a great match.
Yeah, it's not the whole match, but it's part of one of probably Triple H's best feuds.
Underrated
for
feud.
Both,
sorry?
For both guys, it kind of took both guys to that next level. It showed everybody that they could have a great feud and they could just beat the hell out of each other. Both of them kind of came out better for this feud.
Oh, my video stopped.
Oh.
Is that all that is?
What do you mean?
Mine stopped at 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
No. Yeah, 2:30. Whoa, you got there already? I'm only at 55 seconds of it.
Oh, okay. So I'm waiting on the next video.
Oh, okay.
There we go. But yeah, it was a very long clip, but it just reminds everybody, like I said, I think it's a highly underrated rivalry that took place between them, and it elevated both guys, as you said. And it did show people that you could put Mick Foley in there with anybody, and he can just take a licking. And it worked really well in the King of the Ring, where you were almost like, stop hitting him, right? But Triple H laid a beating on him, and eventually took the crowd.
No, and the other point to this was after losing for a while, he finally, like I said, got his King of the Ring victory. He finally got his moment. And back then, being King of the Ring was a big deal. It meant something.
That's awesome.
Right? So
now I'm queuing up full match, Cactus Jack versus Triple H, Falls Count Anywhere from Raw, September 22nd, 1997. And
there we go.
Play.
Yeah.
We're at Madison Square Garden. Triple H still has the milk music. I'm not sure if everyone gets that reference, but look it up. You'll understand.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, part of this feud, right? So I could have found the last match in full, but
this was good. I like this iconic moment. This was a huge iconic moment, like you said. Sorry.
Yeah, right. So, and as much as Triple H necessarily isn't the star of it, and it's kind of about Mick Foley and Mankind, he was still part of it. It was still a great match,
right? But there he is doing the suck it.
Oh, no, this is where you start to see the hints of it.
Yeah,
right? You start to see hints of him coming out of it.
We must speak to a young China here in the ring right now.
Yeah, very young.
And she was an imposing lady. She had the bangs at the time, kind of pre any alterations to who she was physically. This was amazing. I remember watching this when it happened and going insane.
Like, just what is, yeah, just mind blowing. This is what I thought they might do with Ezekiel and Elias.
That's what they should do.
Like, it's just so cool, right?
It
And look,
was
he's in the ring freaking out like we are at home.
Yeah, and even watching this now, I'm smiling. We stopped talking. For the fans, we apologize for being a bit quiet. We're watching Dude Love and the infamous promo or screen package where Dude Love introduces Mankind, and then all of a sudden, if it's not going to be Dude Love, it's not going to be Mankind. Who's going to fight Triple H? Who's going to fight Hunter Hearst Helmsley? Cactus Jack comes walking out. So, like you said, Chris, a very iconic moment. Wrestling was hot, Raw was war, and Triple H the whole time is losing his mind, right?
No, this was just, it was genius. And it was just another layer to their feud that had already been going on. Just, right, just took it to another level that just blew everybody's mind because nobody expected to see that.
Yeah, and we've seen him against Mankind. We've seen him against Dude Love. So here we go. And look, Triple H sells it. No way. No way.
But if I remember correctly, like, Vince really didn't want Cactus there, but eventually changed his mind when he seen those home tapes of Dude Love and like Mick Foley when he was younger.
It was so good, man. Like, you know how often you walk around going bang bang?
Mm-hmm.
We got a cousin that still does it. Bang bang. Relax. Oh, garbage pail to start the match. Here's some garbage for you. None of these strategically placed empty garbage cans for the wrestlers nowadays.
No, not at all.
Oh, I went to commercial. Son of a bitch. And I'm back.
Well,
so ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what you just tuned into, I'm KJ. That's Chris. We are watching some greatest hits from Triple H, and right now we are watching September 1997. Did we say? And Cactus Jack, Triple H, Falls Count Anywhere. Like I said, an iconic moment where Dude Love and Mankind introduced the WWF universe to Cactus Jack.
Yeah, and Triple H sold it perfectly. Like we said about so many, like about the Austins and the Undertakers that we've done, even Scott Hall, it was all in the little details, and there was no wasted movement, no wasted facial expression. Just used every second that he was out there for something to get that character over a little more each time.
Now I want to do a Mankind one. I want to do Foley. Let's go.
Oh, that'll be coming. That'll be coming.
Right? But you talk about Foley, I mean, again, same thing. No wasted movement. And he could literally make you feel like he's three different guys, even by his mannerisms and his attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, China says, I've had enough of this guy.
Man.
And let's tell you, I mean, like, what a crazy, like, it was not very often, especially back then, you had a female heater, and it worked so well.
Well, no, that was, yeah, especially to someone like Triple H, like you wouldn't think he would have that, especially that character, the Blue Blood, but like it worked so perfectly, and she's jacked, she's huge, like you tell her no, you get in her way, right? Like I'm not doing it.
right?
Oh, fire extinguisher. That's not
Oh,
fun. I've had that
classic.
happen.
Yeah, I had it happen. I think everybody gets a
I,
little bit of
uh,
that, but I don't know. It
he
happened.
may have did it to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even funnier. Oh, there goes the railing.
Right? Do you miss like
Yes.
I get why they have the padding and stuff. Do you miss those old school looking ones? I know we
Yeah,
do see them
it's
still in
just
like
the
other
feel.
promotions.
Yeah. I like the feel of the guardrail, right? Oh, it's shaking. I like the fans right there. I like the pandemonium. Oh, Triple H with his version of Ric Flair.
Up and over.
But again, the energy and the movement in this match. There's no laying down. There's no chokehold. Like, I mean, the
Mm.
pace is going. Oh, he missed.
Well, yeah, right. In this kind of match, this is a match where you don't. Yeah, you kind of maybe once in a while, but not really. Like you don't want to see holds or laying down or submissions. You just want all out brawl.
Oh, I got another. God damn it, YouTube. Here we go again. So we are watching Falls Count Anywhere, Cactus Jack,
Oh,
Hunter Hearst
commercial
Helmsley, China at his side. Right now, Triple H is in control. He's got the.
with a mop.
Oh, no, we skipped to a mop. There we go. Smashing him with that mop. Again, you make it look like you're throwing it hard. You see those bat shots by Jericho the other day that sucked?
Yeah, they look cheesy. They look.
Right.
Mm,
You got to sell it, stomp, hit that mat, let it look big. Look terrible.
oh man, Mick Foley just threw his body into every move. Like he sold everything so well.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh.
Oh, here comes China again.
What do we got? Almost done.
So we're rolling along here. Big chair. China was such a X factor. Such crazy impact on the match.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. It was one of those good like sneaky, always getting involved, right? Like well, not always sneaky. Speaking of sneaky, ow.
Look how small the apron is. Or is it just the wrestlers are smaller?
Oh.
Donkey kick.
Oh, sunset flip, but like man, he must have landed like he definitely took the worst of that sunset flip to the outside.
But yo, Mick Foley doing a sunset flip's crazy. Apron to floor sunset
Oh,
flip.
oh yeah, that's as much as he doesn't look like it. He was a very athletic dude, and maybe not athletic's the right word. He just would do shit because I don't know, didn't care. Oh, didn't care about his body or what, but
No sold the chair shot to the head.
mm-hmm.
Oh, China down. China down. Pancaked her. What I like is in something for the new generation of wrestlers, they're taking a beating, and they're still hitting big moves. But you just saw it there with Triple H. Before he hit the move, he took like this big deep breath, like he was gasping, which he probably was, really. But you
Mm-hmm.
sell it, right? Like it looks like it's a battle to get to the next move. You're not just fresh as a daisy doing your next three spots, right?
Yeah, it looks like you're in a war, you're in a battle. Like 10 minutes into a fight, like you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be
Back body drop on the apron.
right. Your move execution may be a little slower as you get into it or do it. Um, Oh, what does he have? Oh, trash can. No, but this was like before the McFoley feud. Like, yeah, he might have done some, but like, I don't remember him having like too many like great feuds like this where they just tore each other apart.
No.
Like this really stepped Triple H, like Hunter Hearst Helmsley, to like that next little bump, like that next little level.
This one and the feud he had with The Rock, right? When he gets into DX and The Rock's hot as part of Nation, they get into that and it becomes it becomes apparent that The Rock has something. But it's also the Triple H thing.
On a note there you won't, now there's some playlist put into this, but you won't really see much DX videos or Evolution videos. They will be getting their own separate videos because we'd be sitting here for 18 hours today, and we try and keep these to like a certain time limit. That's why, like I said, Volume 1, Volume 2, DX gets their own, Evolution gets their own, maybe even the Authority. We'll have to see about that.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
But that's just looking way down the way because there's so many, and like some of the fans were saying last night about like doing WCW and ECW and yeah, all that kind of stuff, or even just wrestlers specific to there.
That's an iconic moment. That table pile driver, it was so much a part of like replays and clips, and you always saw it when they talked about Mick, or just it stands out in my memory like that. I don't know if it was because the table was double thick and was like a tree.
It was on the stage. I don't.
It
yeah, it was one. It was one of those just replays you kind of always got with him. So it was a cool moment though, right? Like that was a cool visual, seeing them on the table on top of the ramp, right? And then the good old pile driver from Cactus Jack.
Yeah. And again, you have vintage JR. Cactus Jack looked like he broke him, but he's like yelling the whole time. Opposed to, we got Excalibur, Michael Cole, Jimmy, like, oh, well, he's being carted off in an ambulance now. Like, okay, guys. Anyone else give a shit?
Right. No, announcers, we say, like, that's part of the reason why wrestling was, like, to me, was better. That is, the announcers don't sell it as well.
The announcers don't sell it.
The refs don't sell it as well.
Excalibur only sells when somebody does a move that he can say the long-winded special name for.
Now, right now, it's the middle of the wedding. There was a video where it was showed 10, 15 minutes of them just walking down the aisle and stuff. But I found a video that started from when Triple H comes out and interrupts Tess and Stephanie McMahon's wedding.
Classic. This is the best.
Which, yes, he's part of DX here, and I know what I said earlier, but it's just he's there by himself. I don't know. It was such an iconic moment. I couldn't leave it out.
It counts. It counts.
Right.
No, as a young KJ sitting watching this happen and take place, I like Tess. I never liked Tess. We weren't supposed to like Tess at this point anyway, but this whole situation was funny. But you're sitting there waiting for the moment, right? Like, what's going to happen? And no, never did I really consider that it was going to be this whole. Nowadays in 2022, I don't even think you can play this angle.
Oh no, you'd have protests outside the building. As much as, and see it, I'm not getting into it, but it's a show, and that's like at the end of the day, it's a show.
That's the tricky thing about that's the tricky things
about what, sorry?
Certain things, comedians, Even wrestling, because they feel so real. They have to tread this different line, right? Like people getting mad at Max Caster, who he said offensive things. He's a bad guy on a show. They're supposed to say things that are outlandish.
Like people, like that's why there would be people inciting riots and shit, like back in the 70s and all that, because of the things the bad guys would say when they went to a new town.
Yeah.
Right? Like
the tunnel of love. He didn't want to pay. These are all kind of steep. I'll take the basic. The tunnel of love.
Well, I just remember sitting there as a kid just dying, like especially like this next part, right? You're like, there's like this so outrageous, but like so funny, and you just bought it. You're like, I guess they're married now.
Yeah, no, nobody questioned it. They were like, that's how this goes. That's how it was supposed to happen. Oh, yes, I do.
Right, but this just kicked off just a whole new chapter in Triple H's career, where like,
yes,
all of a sudden he's involved with the McMahons, and he's involved like, and it was just such classic stuff. Like, there's another video there's another show you could probably do in itself, is him and the McMahons or him and Stephanie.
That's I mean, we do the Bonnie and Clyde of the WWE. Oh, yes, I do. For those watching at home or watching this live, we are watching Triple H get married to Stephanie McMahon, which, life imitates art again.
Yeah, they might have tempted fate a little too much there. I don't know whose idea for the storyline it is. I believe it was a brainstorming thing between a few guys. Triple H may have been involved in it. But yeah, definitely led them down a path towards 3 children and a marriage. But, and I think I know your opinion on it, do you really agree where people say he should have an asterisk next to his name or anything like that for his career, considering he married the daughter of Vince McMahon? No, I don't think so either. Because I think if you go ahead,
you asked me a question, then you answered it.
I know I got jacked. I hate that question. I get mad about it.
No, I mean, I think the guy was a star. Like, I heard someone recently say to him, he's not legend status, but he's one of the guys that helped the guys get there. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He had title run after title run. He was a top heel. Even while this was happening, like, he had to put himself in the position. He had to go through that year of eating crap. He had to make it work. So the asterisk thing, the only way that applies is maybe later in his career, he was more exposed to us because he wasn't your typical wrestler. I get it. But then again, do we get what we get if it didn't play out the way it did? Is Stephanie get an asterisk because she was associated with Triple H? Does McMahon get an asterisk because all the storyline they had together? Like, at the end of the day, I think he would have got himself to some level of pinnacle regardless.
Yeah, everything you hear from him and everything he'd gotten up to this point, he wasn't with Stephanie or like, right? Like, he'd kind of done it his own way with like, found a way to get up there. So this just happened. This happening was just a bonus. So, like you said.
Well, Stephanie's meltdown is the best here. But brand new, just married.
Dad.
Test. Test, you're one chance to be a main eventer, buddy.
Young Edge.
Yeah. Dad.
Were you a big fan of this? Were you a big fan of this song? This entrance?
One second. Test. You're ahead of me. I'm waiting for the song to come on.
Oh, I can pause for a second. I'm at
Still got the wedding.
23 seconds.
All right.
Oh,
I'm just starting the next video. And I'm starting a Pringles commercial.
yummy.
Here we go. This was my favorite one.
Really?
This is where he calls himself the game
just-
for the first time. This was my favorite rendition of all of it. Out of all of it, when he did this, man, I so wanted to be this dude.
Right? He just started to be this badass, and he was more jacked. He was bigger.
Yeah,
His promos got more intense.
Yeah, he was way more. He looked just different. He was, like you said, jacked up. China looked jacked up at this point. She had changed quite a bit. You see
a lot.
Yeah, there's some definite visual changes onto China at this point.
There'll be videos. There'll be later videos in the DX one showcasing the changes.
Yeah. They'll help us out. But this was my favorite. The entrance, the song, every part of it. Walk around spitting water at people because of this man.
No, because I was always, as much as I loved the Motorhead ones, this one was probably my favorite.
Really?
When that kicked in, you were just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I did like that strum though, it's time to play the game. Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Go against that, but this whole package, the lighting, everything was my deal. I liked it.
No more accent.
This is the best. Then he did some really candid interviews after this, and look who he gets pitted against, right? Look who's sitting watching the monitor, the one, the only Stone Cold. Mm-hmm. Now he's definitely in that echelon, whether people liked it or not, and that had nothing to do with nepotism to get him there at this point.
No, right? Like that's what I mean. Like he was already there before. That just was kind of a bonus, I guess, for him and us as wrestling fans because of what it turned into on screen. But he was already there.
Mm-hmm. He's a good promo. Do you think he's underrated promo-wise? Or do people forget how strong this man is with a microphone?
I think especially when he's doing these ones, when he's getting intense and fired up and you see him getting red and the veins are popping and I get jacked up. I think they're awesome, right? Like,
yeah.
He can be funny. He can do other things though, but my favorite is when he gets like this kind of promo right here. And yes, underrated maybe. I don't think he gets enough credit for it.
And he was funny. He's funny as shit. I mean, when we do a DX one, you're going to see another one of my favorite moments in wrestling. One of my favorite moments with him is the censorship, the CDA letter that they got. That was crazy at that time.
No, and even
What?
no, at that time, like that was crazy to do that.
Yeah, and do you remember the DX VHS that was uncensored?
Hmm.
So you got it
Yeah.
all. And you were like, I was like, I don't know, 15, 16. I was like, this is dope.
Well,
You're
you
even
bought
younger
me
than
the
that.
Stone Cold tape,
Yeah.
and then the other one we had the Stone Cold, we had a Divas tape, and we had the DX tape.
Oh my God. Let's not talk about the Divas tape. But I will thank every person on that tape very much. Teenage KJ was happy Christmas that year. That Divas video was something else. Trish, could you imagine
Yeah.
how like and maybe it's funny because now in society you'd almost get away with it more acceptably. Like, oh yeah, girls do that shit all the time, like spray their wet t-shirts with a
Hmm.
hose. But you would never get that out of the WWE. It wouldn't be like Alexa Bliss doing one of these. Even if they did it on their own private social media, they get yanked. So it's funny, right?
Oh, they'd be in trouble. They'd be in trouble.
Mhm.
Now, I was watching this video earlier, and I don't remember Billy Gunn wearing these shorts.
What shorts?
Look at his shorts; they're see-through, and they look like
Yes, man.
BDSM
This is when they
thing.
were. This is
But
where.
look, he's wearing the same outfit as China, just with fishnet shorts over it.
Oh God, yeah, man. Those are
But his thong is
aggressive.
a little smaller.
He was the ass man. I'm an ass. I mean, where's Will when we need him? I'm just fact checking something.
Yeah, no worries. We're getting Billy Gunn standing over The Rock right now. Once again, one of Triple H's best feuds. You see that, like, to this, well, not to this day. There's been few encounters over the years, even as just like in the backstage against them, where you see their
Mhm.
egos flaring up and stuff. But like him, The Rock, were one of it. Might be his best feud.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine like McIntyre coming out with ass lit like see through sheer pants?
No, wouldn't be allowed.
Mr. Ass. Oh, The Rock's not happy. This was a big night for Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see? He grabs him. Then he tells China she has a set. This is what we need. I like it. He says handicap match. China starts smiling like, I'm in.
Right. Oh.
See, now, Chris, here's a good point.
Stuck his hand down his shorts.
Right? Of course he did. But you look at The Rock, Triple H, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg's kicking around, Austin's kicking around. All of these guys had catchphrases, slogans,
Mm-hmm.
had their trademarks. Not many guys really have that anymore. Like the thing they're known
No,
as.
and if they do, it sucks.
Right? You got MJF with "I'm better than you" and you know it. Okay, that's good. But like those, you see the fans and you remember what it was like. You're waiting to say it with them, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker rest in peace or that's the bottom line. Like nobody has that shit. Maybe that was a conscious decision where they're like, that's old school and campy. But the fans eat that shit up.
Well, that's you want them to make noise. That's one easy way to do it, right? Like you said, you were sitting
Yeah.
there. Even at times, like I was a big Stone Cold fan, so there's a lot of times I hated The Rock. but I'd be running around going, you know what the Rock is cooking or Chris is cooking, like you'd still be saying those catchphrases because they just stick in your head.
This is my second favorite though, as far as entrances go.
Well,
now we will remind anyone watching this recording or live. We are watching along with Triple H's best moments, talking about a little old school wrestling, talking about some of these big events that Triple H had in his career. Right now, Right now, we've gotten to Jeff Hardy versus Triple H SmackDown 2001, and we're gonna hit play on that in 3, 2, 1. So if you want to click on the link in the chat, by all means, join along, watch what we're watching. And just a friendly reminder, we are back tomorrow. We will have the news updates with the girls, Ali and AJ. LJ, why does that always happen with that name? LJ will be here with the news updates. Larry Joe will be rocking it out. I'm not sure if it's one of them, two of them, or both of them. And then we're coming back with then we're coming back with the that clip ended. Oh, why did that end?
Where are you? What do you mean?
Okay, Triple H is in the ring.
It's 8 minutes long. Okay.
There's
so
Austin
go to like, I don't know, what are you at? I'm at 212.
250, 1 second.
250 here, I'll go forward.
245.
Okay, three minutes.
There we go. So no, but tomorrow night we'll be back for the Raw watch party. I'll be here. Chris may be here. Will be here as well, most likely. And you never know who's going to pop up, how we're going to switch it up, folks. So stay tuned for all of our coverage. Like, subscribe, and let everyone know we're trying to build from the bottom. So help us out. And here come the Hardys. A young Lita.
Yes.
A young Hardy, a young Matt. Austin.
Austin just going hard on commentary.
Yeah. The Red Skull. Yeah, this was different. He was intense.
Right, but there was that moment, and a lot of people forget about it. Stone Cold Triple H, tag team champions, right?
Yeah, the two-man power trip, one of my favorite things. I thought they were so good together.
Oh, it was such a dynamic that you didn't think either of them would make work, and then they end up champions. And no, it ended up, I believe it ended up with Triple H getting hurt, actually.
No, that's when you had the injury with Jericho. They end up having the match.
Oh, it was Jericho. That's right. That's correct.
Yeah, popped his quad live
Thank
on
you
TV.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah, it didn't look good, no. And even that, though, that made it more heroic. And I think at times where you have some of these wrestlers that are laid off, you have an opportunity to kind of build it back into their character. And, Triple H left a heel, came back to one of the biggest pops in history.
Yeah, JR and you've heard of others saying that might be the loudest pop ever.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It was when he returned at Madison Square Garden, and of all places for you to come back and get that reception, you did something right when it's Madison Square Garden going off.
Boom. So we're getting a Jeff Hardy match here. Austin just running his mouth.
I just thought it was a chaotic match. It was one of those ones I liked. I don't know. You see his progression a little bit. He's more the game here.
Yeah.
Right. He had the music. He's now in the trunks.
Yeah, he did transition to the trunks.
Right. And like I said, one of those moments that maybe a lot of people forget. Right.
Yeah. Well, it's funny when he
And
started.
at one point, they're both double champions at one point.
Yeah, that was the whole thing about the two-man power trip. They were kicking everybody's ass. And they both had belts, and then they went out and got the tag belts. It was a definitely a different dynamic. So, excuse me.
Then you got Undertaker running out.
This is what happens when you spend your whole weekend on YouTube. Taker!
Right? Well, like, just how chaotic is this, though, right? You got an
Look
IC title
Austin,
match going on.
Mm-hmm. Everyone forgets Austin was running, right? Everyone thinks he's a badass beer drinker, but look, there was a time where he played it up perfectly.
I don't want no piece of Taker. But I remember, like, Triple H was. Sorry, go on.
No, your point, I think, was current. So, what is it?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, me growing up as like an Austin fan, you growing up as Triple H, like, to see these two put together was kind of like not confusing, but like I didn't know how to feel about it because Austin and Triple H would fight before, and like they were enemies, and now they're like on the same side. But they did it so well.
Yeah, Jeff does the job. Triple H runs away.
Bathroom.
Yeah. Here he comes. He changed his knee braces to red. I know this is all about Triple H, but we're sidetracked a little bit here. We got the American Badass.
No, but it's all about it's the environment you surround yourself with, right? Like Undertaker's not Undertaker without the people around him.
Austin through the window.
And that includes it. Oh, I'm ahead of you.
Austin through the window.
So the next one's just a little playlist of some great Triple H and Stephanie McMahon memories.
I like it. You're gonna have to wait for me. Here I am. After this commercial in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Top 10. Who are we watching this off of? Is this?
So yeah, there might be a little repeat. Doesn't show the full video.
Number 10. Stephanie McMahon.
There's not many playlists that aren't of Triple H or Stephanie that won't have these.
Oh, I have to. In it. Oh, this is a good one. Triple H and Stephanie going to town on Brian.
One of the most brutal storylines, right? Like they just beat the shit out of him and got others to beat the shit out of him, and it was kind of messed up when you then find out he has to retire because of concussion issues. But
right,
no, they gave him a beating, that whole storyline.
Still a badass. Even in a suit, he was a badass. Harvey Whippleman.
That's okay. That's what I was about to say. That's Harvey, right?
Yeah.
Right, like this was just so good. Even like
right,
there was so much more backstage segments, but you were so into like all the little and you're waiting for the next segment and to see what else they were doing. Like,
I want that T-shirt.
Sometimes they'd be just sitting on that, they'd just be sitting there on the couch.
Right.
Oh, so there's this. I believe we might see this one again, but in full. This segment was hilarious. This is just kind of the ending to it.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, look at this smile.
No,
That's quite the look on Steph. She had that look. Wow. Oh,
no, she definitely had like even now. I don't. What is she? The same age as Triple H? She's still looking good.
yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. She got better with age.
Yeah, I
And this
can't
was
wait to
the
do the
turn, the
Jericho
turn.
video.
This was the turn, number 6, where she turns
One of
heel. This is
one
the
of the greatest
innocence.
moments.
Yeah. The loss of innocence.
And JR, listen to JR, just disgusted.
Losing it. Uh-oh. Rhonda. When I was pumped about Rhonda. This was awesome, though. Uh-oh.
Boom.
Stephanie wasn't a little lady either, though. I mean, she was tall and athletic at times.
No, that's and we'll see that more in like her video when she actually stood up next to some of these ladies. You're like, damn, she bigger.
Much. Yeah, the forbidden kiss. This was the funniest shit because there was some part of this where you felt bad for Vince. They sold it so well. You're like, poor Vince losing his daughter to the.
Right? No, that was, and that's the thing about like what the like. This is why these are such classic moments. Is they would give you that roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, yeah. To your point, you're all of a sudden going, "Oh, Vince, like poor guy."
Yeah. I didn't. This is kind of high on the list for me. I don't think this is one of their greatest moments.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe just because they're in a tag team.
Yeah, too high. Now this was dope. WrestleMania 34, the entrance.
So as we go, yeah, we'll probably see repeats and some of those again, just more expanded, because some of those are really, 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 really cool moments. I just, yeah, thought it was a cool little playlist where kind of, because unfortunately, like you can't, we could be here all day doing this, but and we could
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
8 million volumes.
The entrance is so good. Play the game. Stephanie gives us some spitting alongside the husband. Number 1. Stephanie, double champion. You remember this? Oh my God. Wait, they're not. They're not. Oh my
Yeah,
God, they're not. No way.
yeah, you're just sitting there doing that, like no, no way.
And Stephanie sold it perfectly. Like the look on her face, like, I'm what? Like played
Like,
it so hapless.
do I do this? What am I? Am I? Are you sure? Do I go?
But imagine DX getting booed,
Yeah,
right? When they
right,
started
like right.
turning heel
That's
there
how
and
good.
they started becoming dicks. Oh,
Right, but that's just how
shut
good
up.
the
I
storytelling
know.
was.
This is one of the best. The rivalry. We could do a whole video just on the rivalry between Sergeant Slaughter and DX. Folks at home right now, like I said, the link is in the chat. If you're watching along, we are at Say It, Don't Spray It, the Sergeant Slaughter videos. These boys have masks on their faces if COVID was a thing back then. And they even got wipers. That's what we're missing on our masks nowadays, wipers. Sergeant Slaughter. Oh my God.
No, there's so many, right? there's so many moments there where you're on the floor laughing.
March 30th, 1998, he becomes the new leader of the DX. And yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it didn't miss a beat. It was a big night for DX.
No, and I actually was listening to Eric Bischoff say something about it not too long ago. Him bringing X Pac out might be like one of the bigger moments that rarely get talked about.
Yeah.
The fact that an NWO guy jumped back and goes into DX was huge. If that was anybody else, it might not have worked. Yeah.
It's good. Ah, here we go. DX invades. China with a fake gun.
Well, they went all out, right? Like they
Yeah.
made it look real.
Still to this day, I wondered, what if they got in? To this day.
Yeah, I don't know. That would have been so cool, but like lawsuit out the ass.
July 25th. This here, this interview with JR, this
Hmm.
changed it forever. And this is where people talk about the nepotism and his connection to Stephanie. No, because he delivered this kind of moment and it had nothing to do with anybody. He got himself over, and this was him becoming at that time the number one heel in the market.
No, and that's these two kind of right here are the main reason why I did put this on was I couldn't really find those clips anywhere else. So I said screw it, I'll just put the whole playlist on. But no, he took it like we've been saying, like you can kind of see where like his career just took that next step. Like there was quite a few for him actually that were just obvious where he just went to another level and you're like, wow.
Right? Look. Oh, breaks Jim R.
Jim R's.
Jim R's. JR is being oh, wait, where did the crunch sound come from?
I think it was the microphone.
That was hilarious.
I think it was a neat trick with the microphone.
Right? Oh, there it is. January 7th, 2002. The Triple H return.
Yes. They briefly show it. So
That's all right. The pop. The pop is
no,
massive.
you'll see what I did because this deserves a moment to watch. This was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It was just insanity. Like everyone went bananas. And like I said, he left as a heel. If memory serves me correct, which it should.
No. He's done interviews saying like he's supposed to come back as this heel, and he's standing in the ring trying not to cry because
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden's going nuts.
But everything fit together now. Actually, you know what? Such a good entrance. Right? The up on the rope, the music, it was all produced perfect.
Oh, just the look, the sound, he nailed it. And that's
right. but he came back in with the look of a killer. Like he was going to destroy everybody. And he's so much bigger at this point. Or at least his jackets were.
No, this is where you really realize, like, holy shit, he's huge. Listen to that.
Listen, that's insane. I got goosebumps.
Right? But see, they cut off his speech, so we are going to see it again. I won't lie.
Good. Evolution is born. Man, I want an Evolution t-shirt I used to wear that shit everywhere. I want it at a movie theater.
True story, yeah.
I think you were there, actually, now I think about it.
Might have been. We went a few, like more than a handful of times to watch pay-per-views, right?
Look at young Randy. Oh my God, this is wicked. June 26, 2006. Triple H as Vince McMahon. The walk, the hair.
Yeah, this is where, and I disagree, but like some people didn't like this variation of DX where they were older. They didn't think it would work, but I thought it was great. They would even poke fun at the fact that they were older.
No, they did. I thought they did it well. Like the skits about, like, you know, being older men and trying to behave themselves, and this, like, was making fun of Shane. It's funny to me. See, it's like this part of their career, though, is where you kind of like put a little asterisk of like, would all this be going on if it wasn't these two?
I don't know. That's a hard one to answer, right? Like, who knows? But maybe not.
The stand back video is amazing. This was a thing.
But the fact that it's his son-in-law makes it a lot easier,
I suppose. Young Vince looking like a stud.
Yeah, that was before my time, that video, I believe. Or
much before your time. Look at the girls in the back. That's hardcore 80s, bro. Look at all the wrestlers playing instruments and shit. That's where the guys nowadays, I mean, I get it. They're going to go, well, we didn't like the WWF. But you look at old school wrestling, we're like, oh, like this stuff is, you know, fake and bullshit. You got your top wrestlers playing instruments for the boss.
Like, well, look, yeah, Hogan's on the guitar, like.
Now, it is cheesy and shitty, but hilarious.
Back then, like, that was it. Like that.
Now, this went on too long. Like, are we still going?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
The fans don't really seem too into it. Why is this still happening? You didn't have to play the whole song.
Oh, I think they're finishing the whole song.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and they're just kind of jumping. Like, I didn't actually realize how much of this they played. Oh, you just hit the camera. Yeah, Hogan acting like he's playing the guitar.
Well, but apparently he was a bass player, except he didn't look like he was a bass player. Oh shit! What a tone change! What a flip the script on this one. We go from them making fun of Vince McMahon to the home invasion. This was amazing.
Randy Orton.
Back in the 2009,
this
2010, the best thing going.
This whole feud, this whole feud was just amazing. Him RKOing Stephanie, and which I'm sure we'll see later in the next volume. But like that, and oh man, you got I want him, Shane, and Vince coming out to fight the Legacy. No, that was such. That's one of his better feuds.
Now, this is why
He's
he's
had
one
so
of my
many.
fave. This is why he was my fave. This here and then this whole series, 3 years in the making, where you got Triple H, Michaels, Undertaker. This was some of my favorite stuff ever in wrestling. And guys that don't even need to speak, not a microphone in hand, and they got the whole crowd cheering.
No, this is one of those like long term, like kind of organic by accident storylines. And it just worked out so perfectly. The right people, the right time, the right place.
Taker shakes him off. No, shakes him off like he's looking for the fastball. Triple H wants none of it. And Triple H was an infamous seller, by the way. And there you go. The crowd going nuts.
And like you said, not a mic in hand. Don't have to say a word.
Not a word. 2013.
And the tone changer. Once again, another great story though. The whole him Brock, the breaking of the arm, that whole thing, like that was fantastic.
Yeah. But keep in mind, the things like China, the things like DX, the things like the new DX, the things that we've watched and come to love through this video, that was the wrestlers coming up with this.
Yeah, majority of it, yeah.
Did
they have help? Did they have? Yes, 100%. But a lot of these ideas, a lot of these things, especially with Triple H and certain guys back then, was a lot of their own creation because they knew the character the best.
Yeah.
So who's the better person to be writing it? Well, them, or doing it.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Randy's 25th anniversary.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you think they bring back some people, or?
And Triple H beat The Rock in the first ever SmackDown.
Yeah, see, like this is one of those funny older moments where their egos and shit. And see, at this point, like I would have been down to see them go one more time.
What?
Right? Like you could put them in your main event of any show, your Mania, and it would blow the roof off.
If it had a roof, which it probably won't, because it'll be a stadium for sure. But it's not going to matter because the end result is going to be the same as it always was. People in your ass.
Oh,
Right, but this seems just so natural, doesn't it?
it
Like you
is.
can actually like you can picture these two doing this like in real life.
Still laying the smack it down on your candy ass, put his boot straight up your ass, and knock your teeth so
Absolutely. You know there's guys involved, guys connected that still to this day, I would have dusted that guy. One more time, he would have pushed my buttons, right? What blows my mind is Shawn Michaels was a maniac back then, running around causing, well, not 13, but going back to the millennium.
Yes.
He was running amok before he left with his injuries. And he was one of the, thank God he had Kevin Nash.
Well, yeah, you seen it.
And
Like a
Triple
couple.
H.
What was it? The one time he didn't, he ended up. What, he forfeited his one title because he got punched in the eye or something.
Oh, that was the Buffalo, yeah. Oh,
Right? Yeah, I think
I
he had to give
remember
up the
this.
IC title.
See, I even thought as he aged and he got up, and now we're in 2017. He was still a big athletic guy, but he played benevolent. He played like, such a good dick. Locking in the reverse figure four. What is happening in your world?
No, the thing. Yeah, to your point, like it didn't matter. Like and that goes all the way back to terrorizing or Hunter Hearst or right. It didn't matter what he was trying to play. He was putting everything into it, so it made it a believable character. Right here, you knew he was a businessman, but when he took off that suit, it was, oh shit, he's gonna kill me now.
Yeah.
you are one of the best ever to step foot in this ring.
Now we got 2019 Triple H returns and has a chit chat with Randy Orton to renew their, disagreements.
Here's the thing. People have tried to put me down. They're all gone.
They had a few, but that I'd put Randy up there and maybe his top 5 feuds. Like,
And Randy
Yeah.
would it be in? Yeah, probably in Randy's as well.
are not the one.
Yeah, I mean, he's close to top 5 for sure.
Then I'm gonna need an army.
Oh,
What do you do?
look at all the faces that are not in this company anymore.
There's a funny
NXT
little video,
declared
isn't it?
war. And look at all the ones that have moved up. Adam Cole with the championship.
I don't think there's any in that ring that are still with NXT. I'd have to look again, but
Dakota Kai. Swerve's gone. Shayna's up. Pat's not there anymore. Oh, and what's his face? Mendoza.
yeah.
Carlos.
Just those two. So now, like I promised, we are gonna get the full version of maybe the loudest pop in wrestling history.
There we go. Mine's starting
We're gonna
now.
get the speech and all.
So this is Triple H's return to MSG. If you're following along at home, yeah, check it out. The link is in the chat. We are hitting the game's return to Madison Square Garden. Can't see it in the chat, eh? Let me see.
Yeah, these are the last 2 videos.
There we go.
I figured I'd end on his giant return, and then on volume 2, that's where we'll start off. Is 2003 when I don't want to. He was kind of already around the main event, but where he really kind of, like we said earlier, took another step and he solidified that he was staying there and wasn't going anywhere, and he is now the game, and there was no stopping him at this point on his way to 14 world titles, among
14.
other accolades.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it was so impactful. All right, it should pop up now. I can see it here.
Yeah, me as well. Um, no, and part of it, like part of that playlist there, where they kind of cut it off right before his speech.
Yeah,
As cool as his entrance is, his speech was even better for me. Like I loved when he comes out and cuts his promo.
yeah. I mean, what a monumental moment. And at this point, again, it's just like for him, there's really a tier, like a stepping stone feel to his career, right? With he
Mhm.
plateaued when he had to eat shit for a year, but even then, it was just a longer plateau. But it just
Mhm.
feels like there's a real climb to his career, all the way to exec.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't necessarily like you like some of the guys where they come in and kind of like their trajectory is a little more straight up, or maybe they straight up and then they plateau in the mid card. Like his, like you said, it was the general climb all the way up the mountain till he got to the very top, and he's doing very well for himself as a businessman now, part of WWE.
But he's
My hope
so
is one day that he does get the keys to the kingdom. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. I mean, how much better would WWE be if Triple H single-handedly had, control to move up the guys that he thought were ready, like Keith Lee and Ciampa and Gargano, and build a main roster show like he was building NXT shows?
I don't see why that couldn't work. And I just think they panicked when AEW popped on the scene and screwed around with their day and whatnot, and they panicked. And now they're just trying, it seems like, to erase everything that Triple H touched.
Yeah. It's so weird. And now we
Like,
have
what?
but he's publicly doing interviews where he's like, "Oh no, part of the plan. This was normal. Oh, I got no problem. No, everything's great, hunky dory. Yeah, no, black and gold. We were always going to change that. Don't worry about me. That was just my vision." I don't know. I think it's a little political pandering, just like him going on, getting on ESPN for his retirement moment when it really, we already kind of knew he wasn't going to really wrestle much, if at all. But it more felt about WrestleMania than it did about him retiring. Kind of funny. He's very smart. Let's not forget who he is.
It was the timing, yeah. The timing of it and whatnot, yeah, sure. But the thing that with the interview, at least like people wanted, like nobody had heard from him,
Yeah,
right? About what had happened the year before or like earlier with the heart.
yeah. You just got stories,
Yeah,
and
the
everybody
timing
was.
of it,
Mhm.
yeah, the timing of it though, yeah, spells like it's just for WrestleMania. But that's the kind of guy he is company first.
Listen to this. When the fans are nuts. This is what I miss. This is why I kind of get caught up in AEW. Is
All the nostalgia pops make you
yeah.
feel this sometimes.
The game is never over. Never over. Well, it might be now, but who knows?
It might be the best returning speech of all time.
Sorry, you start talking right as he did, you bonehead. Yeah, no, the game. And we are NXT. But then he instantly goes heel, right? Like he didn't waste any time. He got the pop, and then he's like, all right, now I gotta remind you guys who I really am.
So, shit.
Game time.
Where are you, just for reference?
Kurt Angle's on his way out. Right now, I'm watching. For those at home, and Chris, now that we're not on the same page, I'm in the 6 minute and 8 second mark of the Triple H
Oh.
returns from injury, Raw, January 7th, 2002.
Whoa.
Why, where are you?
No, I adjusted and I accidentally hit the thing on the bottom.
All
So
right.
I
I'm gonna
rewound
hit
for a little bit.
6
But
minutes.
no, I'm with you now.
All right. Kurt
Oh,
Angle's on his way
I
out,
pressed play.
interrupting. Kurt with hair. Kurt Angle with hair. We all had some hair at some time, I suppose.
A little bit. Still going.
Some of us hanging on.
For dear life. The perfect guy to come out.
I had a broken freaking neck. Yeah, every time, buddy. Thomas, I completely agree, man.
Mhm.
Triple H. Those are the little details that we were talking about, right? You couldn't help, pal. Like, by the way, this Royal Rumble that they're talking about that year was a pretty stacked
Loaded.
Royal Rumble. Loaded.
What was it? 2002, 2003. Yeah, it might have been like
2002. It would have been 2003, yeah.
one of the most loaded Royal Rumbles ever.
Yeah, here we go. He's back. And again, no waving, no punching his shoulder. Put him in a headlock, punch him in the forehead. And some of them land. Deal with it. It's called a tater. Listen to all the females scream when this man takes off his shirt.
Right?
But he's big at this point.
No, you really noticed it here. Like when he came back from that quad injury, and I think they said it was going to be longer than it actually was.
Yes.
So when he came back in like the 8 months or whatever, like you're like, oh shit, he's big. He was always a big guy, but like,
look, the guy on the bottom shaking his feet, throwing them in the air. Angle selling. Oh my God, I can't believe he just choked me. And we all know what we're getting. Toast. To me, that move is up there with the tombstone of moves that people shouldn't do and have people kick out of it. Pisses me off. Anytime I see somebody hit a pedigree that gets kicked out on the rig, it's not cool.
tombstone, stunner, pedigree.
Now we got multiple guys doing the stunners, though.
I'm okay with Kevin Owens doing it, just nobody kick out of it.
Right? All right, so now we got.
We got 40 seconds. But the next video, I don't know if you're there yet. I'm not. I still got like 20 seconds.
No, I got one. I'm watching Triple H walk back up the ramp. MSG is packed. Signs everywhere. We got to go back to allowing signs.
So he returned on Raw.
Man, getting the markers and like let's put some glitter on it. Let's make it look pretty. Come on, man. We used to make badass
part of the
signs.
show, and even watching, you were like, "Oh, what cool signs are we going to see today?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's funny. Did you see him stumble there? I was like, oh, he didn't blow his quad back out, did he? He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. I got a quick commercial as we go to what you think is one of the last videos, Chris.
It is the last video, and it's just he returned on Raw. Now he's returning on SmackDown. So once again, just huge pop and saving the day, I believe.
Big Show with hair.
It's only a 2-minute. Wait, did you press play?
Yeah, it started. Wait.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm there too.
17 seconds in.
Close enough.
Now listen to JR. This is why. You really got to talk to the play-by-play guys of the current promotions, including AEW. Excalibur is a struggling unit in my book. Sorry, X. I'm sure you're a wonderful guy, but he's a terrible announcer. He brings no excitement to me.
And JR's not the same.
Look at Jack. Big Show. Kane's down. Austin's down. Man, this roster was jacked at this point. There's way too much
there's
going
so
on.
many, and like what they're on the vert, like then you get all the like Hogan and Flair and like X-Pac, like you get so many of them that come over, and it was just such a loaded roster.
Boom! Not today, Big Show. Not today. Yeah, I know that the clothesline didn't hurt, but your balls just got better real quick. Didn't it? Okay, there we go. There we go. Sorry, my bad. It's funny I knew that moment just like that.
How's that for a return, though?
Amazing.
All right, go out there and pedigree Big Show.
Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh. The American Badass looking on.
His back things are so huge there.
Oh, it's traps?
Well, this is when you used to get storylines going into the Rumble. It wasn't just like, oh, everybody's in. Right? Like JR was screaming there when Triple H came out. It was, this is all for the Rumble. This is all for the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It wasn't just, here's the Rumble.
Yeah, it wasn't just, I can't wait to win the Rumble. There was a lot of cases of, I can't wait to get in there and beat the stuffing out of so-and-so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So that's it. That is 90 minutes of Triple H so far. That wraps up the playlist this episode. Keep tuning in, folks. The show is always growing, evolving, and changing. I'm having a lot of fun with this, to be honest. I was sitting here thinking earlier, and I'm like, maybe we'll get away from WWE a little bit. But then I'm like, wait a minute, maybe do Jericho because he kind of wanders, but it's your gig. So we'll let you put some thought into it. But maybe there's someone else we can wander down their lane. But we will be back on Sundays doing the Memory Lane show. Don't forget, we did put out the power rankings this morning. We put out a podcast yesterday with Will, and we don't stop. Plus, we did the watch party for Rebellion and GCW all in one. And, getting lots of views, getting lots of love on that video. So thank you for being here on a Sunday, folks. I hope you're enjoying your afternoon. Chris, final thoughts on Triple H?
That's just volume 1. Like we said earlier, there'll be DX, probably a lone video, an Evolution alone video, Triple H volume 2, maybe a volume 3, depending on how number 2 goes and how it all lines up. But yeah, no, just
you have to do more.
We're going to leave it alone and we'll come back to it at some point. Next week hasn't been fully figured out, so come back during the week and you'll find out at some point who will be next Sunday's episode.
Beauty. So that's it, folks. My thoughts of this: Triple H is the best out of that at that time, in that generation, at that era. He was my favorite. The game Triple H. He was the best. He really was. He was especially when he became the game, and you saw the music, and you had China, even the original rendition of his entrance. I thought it was wicked, and I was so behind him. And those impassionate, fired speeches, they were good. He cut a mean promo. I loved him as part of DX. I'm like, this guy's funny. And then when he turned it on and he was just like, no, I'm going to murder you. I'm going to hit you upside the head with a sledgehammer. I don't care what it's going to take to win. I am smarter than you. I'm the cerebral assassin. And all of that appealed to me as a fan of Triple H. 90 minutes of Triple H's clips. I could do it all day long. That was that's fun. A lot of laughs. I'm looking forward to it. Returning, doing some DX and some evolution. I think the DX one we can have a lot of fun with. Like I said, you got some uncensored DX material in there as well. So with that being said, that was fun. That's our little jaunt down memory lane this week.
I hope everybody enjoyed it and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
That's it, folks. Don't forget, we are the Wrasslin for Life News. That was Chris Trademark. That's right. We call him Chris TM. I'm KJ White. He looks at me. What do we call me that? But yeah.
No, it wasn't that.
We're back tomorrow. Yeah. Chris TM, right? Chris Trademark.
No, you said Wrasslin for Life News.
No, I didn't. We have.
Yeah, you did.
You confused me. Did it say Wrasslin for Life News?
Oh no, you tongue twisted yourself, and I looked at you funny.
Wrasslin for Life Network will be back tomorrow. We have the ladies on Update Patrol. Our reporters. They're killing it, and they're bringing fun and exciting and opinionated news updates. They'll give you what's going on in the wrestling world, rumors, and previews as well for our shows. Monday night, we will be back for Randy Orton's 25th anniversary. I'm looking forward to this, and how it all gets screwed up is tonight, the night. It can't be. The Riddle can't turn on before a big title match. So I guess we're just going to celebrate, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe the Usos screw it up. I have no idea. But it's going to be a lot of clips of Randy Orton giving RKOs to people for 25 years. Tune in, join us, watch us pop, watch us mark out, and have a lot of fun. And until then, we'll see you on the flip side.